Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Khairul Omar Matar, and today I will discuss elemental tests in organic compounds, specifically for the elements carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, sulfur, and halogens, such as chlorine, bromine, and iodine. Organic compounds are mostly composed of carbon and hydrogen, but many in cases can also contain other elements such as nitrogen, sulfur, and halogens. Now, to ascertain whether these elements are actually present in a compound, a qualitative elemental test is conducted. This means what we only want to know if the element is present, not how not how much if there is. The learning objective is to explain the purpose of elemental tests in organic chemistry and to understand the basic principles of elemental identification of carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, sulfurs, and halogens. To conduct elemental tests, the basic concept of elementary test is organic compounds consist of carbon, hydrogen, and possibly nitrogen, sulfur, and halogens. Elemental tests are conducted to qualitatively prove the presence of these elements. To conduct elemental tests, we use a well-known method, the Legend test, or also known as sodium melt test. The principle of this test is to convert non-metallic element bound in organic compounds into ionic forms that dissolve in water. This is done by heating the compound, which reaction can be tested with certain conditions, with certain with certain reagents to produce a characteristic color in or precipitate. Let's see how testing is done for each element. This is the pictures. The first is for carbon and hydrogen. We use the combustion test. When a compound is burned, compound will produce carbon dioxide gas or CO2, which can be detected with lime water. If the lime water becomes cloudy, the CO2 is formed. Hydrogen will produce water vapor, H2O, which can be detected using cobalt chloride vapor. If this vapor turns pink, water vapor is formed. Furthermore, to identify nitrogen compounds that have been reacted with sodium will produce sodium cyanide or NaCN. Then, if we add ferrous sulfate and a little acid, a dark blue complex compound known as Prussian blue forms. This color is an indication of presence of nitrogen. Then, sulfur. Then, for sulfur, the reaction will produce sodium sulfide. If lead acetate is added, a black precipitate of lead sulfide will form. This black precipitate indicates the presence of the element sulfur. Finally, for halogen elements, such as chlorine, bromine, and iodine, the test is conducted by adding silver nitrate. Each halogen will form a different color precipitate. The chlorine produces a white precipitate, the bromine produces a big precipitate, iodine produces a yellow precipitate. Through these various typical reactions, we can find out what elements are present in the organic compounds we are testing. This is my explanation of the elemental tests in organic compounds. The next presentation will be continued by my friend Moses Ferdinand again. Thank you for your attention. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
Now, I will explain the simple and detailed explanation for each chemical reaction and its application. The first reaction is the nitrogen reaction example. Now, the reaction is sodium plus carbon and plus nitrogen. It produces the sodium cyanide. Now, in this reaction, it's the mixture is heated and the nitrogen in the organic compound turns into the water soluble, it's NaCN or sodium cyanide. Now and then the NaCN or sodium cyanide it's reacted to the iron sulfate or FeSO4 and it produced the Prussian blue or dark blue. In this reaction is the NaCN is reacted with FeCSO4 and it produces a dark blue complex compound. The function is the blue color indicate the presence of the nitrogen and in the sample. The analogy like a litmus test, the blue it equals like the presence of the nitrogen. Now I will explain the second chemical reaction is the about sulfur reaction example. The reaction is the sodium plus sulfur and it produces sodium sulfide and or Na2S. Sulfur in organic compounds is converted into the water soluble like Na2S. And then the Na2S is reacted with the lead acetate or PbCH3COO 2 times. It produces the black precipitate of lead sulfate or PbS. The function is of the black precipitate is the evidence of the sulfur. The analogy like a mixing black into the water. It's immediately visible. Now in the third reaction is the reaction example of halogens. Cl, Br or L. Sodium plus halogen is it's produce the sodium halide or NaX. Example the Na plus Cl it produce NaCl or the table salt. NaX plus silver nitrate or AgNO3 it's colorful precipitate. It produces a colorful precipitate. The AgCl it produces white precipitate. The AgBr it produces beige precipitate or caramel like. AgL it produces yellow precipitate like a egg yolk. The function of the color is the color of the precipitate indicates the type of halogen. Like I said that the AgCl it's white, AgBr it's beige, AgL is yellow. There is a different color. The analogy is like a pH test using the color indicator. Different color, different elements, like that. Now I will explain the fourth example. The fourth reaction example is the carbon and hydrogen. The reaction is the combustion of the compounds CXHY. It produces the CO plus H2O. Example is the burning sugar produces CO2 and water vapor. CO test. CO2 plus lime water it produces the cloudy like exhaling into a glass of lime water. HO2 test. HO2 plus cobalt chloride pepper it produces the blue to pink. Blue pepper changes color when exposed to the water. The analogy like changing your breath with the mirror. Dewey equals H2O present. Now it's the fifth example. Fifth example test applications. The analysis of organic compounds, for example, like determination the composition of the new drugs or chemicals. In the pharmaceutical industry, it's ensuring drugs do not containing harmful halogens. Ensuring drugs do not containing harmful halogens. And then the research of new compounds. Example like finding environmentally friendly fuels. And then the real example in our daily life is this test can be used to check if the pesticide contains toxic sulfur. Now I will tell you the conclusion about all of these example. Elements testing important because it helps us to see the hidden elements in organic compounds. Simple but powerful. It only requires heating and simple reagents, but the results are accurate. Everyday use from the school labs to the drug industry. The key message is this test is like a chemical detective who uncovers the identify of organic compounds.